Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Bits of real panther, so you know it's good.
It's quite pungent.
Oh, yeah.
It stings the nostrils. In a good way.
Yeah.
Brian, I'm going to be honest with you, that smells like pure gasoline.
60% of the time, it works. Every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Chiefs Kingdom. It's time for All Chiefed Up with your hosts, Steve and Mike Williams. From the Bluegrass to the Red Sea, this is the Kingdoms Podcast.
Chiefs Kingdom, it's Friday. It's Friday. The pads came on today, Steve. This is the time of the year we've been waiting for, baby.
It's about time, baby. We're going to see what everybody's made of now. We can start watching these position battles, go to work, but, man, it was a day. Let's say that.
Yeah, it was a day. We're just going to jump right in. This is what we had kicking it off today. Matt Derrick tweets, Chiefs with the pads on for the first time today at camp. Nick Bolton was back. He had an illness the other day, but he was back today. Still no sign of Chris Jones. Kadarius Toney was still out. Turk Wharton was still out on the pup. Isaiah Moore still out with his knee injury. John Ross retired the other day. They brought in Missouri State wide receiver Ty Scott. He was there today. He took over number 85, and he took John Ross's spot. The highlight of the day came early. It came early, Steve. Patrick Mahomes dials a long distance on the second play of team drills and fires a beauty to MVS over the middle. He beats Mike Edwards in coverage for the TD. It was reported it was about 45, 55-yard strike. I have the footage. I'll show you. I've actually got it from two different angles. Let's watch it. This is the wide angle first. If you notice there,
I want to see more of this year. I want to see the Mahomes to MVS. Get him in stride, too.
Looked like Snead was a little late. Yeah, it looked like Snead was a little late adjusting over, too. Him and Edwards got burned just a little bit. I'm going to roll it one more time. I want you to take a look at who they started right here. It looks like they got Rashee Rice in the slot, and it looks like they have Justin Watson starting on the boundary over there. Here we go. Let's watch it again. You can see Rashee Rice in the slot right here. Mike Dana standing up, I believe. And if you'll look right over to the left and watch, that's Justin Watson getting the start.
Man, like I
Is
was
he?
saying, dude,
He's not really going to start over Sky Moore, is
I
he?
want I want to see more of this season. I think there was opportunity for it last year, and Mahomes and MVS just couldn't connect. It was either a bad throw or the route was ran a little wrong. Maybe I don't know. Something was off there. But I want to see this. The ones that they did connect deep on last year, they seem to be underthrown or something. Like it never hit them in stride. That one would have been a touchdown all day.
Oh, yeah, it was a touchdown. MVS, here's the other angle from it. This was from the actual Chiefs. They released this, so it's like right there on the field. I'll show it. Totally different angle, but yeah, you can see he got behind him pretty good. You know, Mike Edwards, he's a ball hawk, so you're going to get beat every now and then. I will say...
Oh, MVS is going to beat a lot of people every now and then. He's just fast.
I will say that he got his revenge. Mahomes goes deep again, only this time the pass was a bit behind Sky Moore, and Mike Edwards dives for the INT. So, yeah, it looks like he got back in there. But as I had mentioned, Justin Watson with a nice snag on the run in the middle during 7-on-7. He's reliably caught everything thrown his way today. So Justin Watson got in a lot of work. They were actually starting him as a starter right there. It was him and Rashee Rice, MVS. Sky Moore, I mean, the way the Chiefs offense runs, there's not technically starters. It's just play by play. They run in and out, But I will say, they all did struggle a bit today. The offense struggled. The defense had themselves a day. I will say this. They started Jalen Watson today. He got the nod.
Yeah, I saw this.
So Watson, Trent McDuffie, and then L'Jarius Sneed was on the outside. Najee has had a good camp up to this point. Now, him and Nick Jones did rotate in with the ones later in practice. But even though all the hype was on Najee, he really did take a back seat to Jalen Watson once the pads come on.
Well, I mean, it's good to see him in the mix, right? Because we didn't even think that was a thing. I was pretty surprised to see Najee Johnson start with the ones anyway, which I am and I'm not. Because camp, they usually do that kind of thing. I mean, last camp, everyone thought Darian Kennard was getting snaps with the ones and like stuff like that. So with that first team, you never really know early in camp. They're just kind of getting a feel for everybody. But I think ultimately they'll rely more on Jalen Watson and Joshua Williams just because they have all the experience they got in last year. They're battle tested, ready to go.
Yeah, I think those two are going to be the ones that they will rely on the most. The other big story today, man, the offense struggled a little bit. The defense looked pretty good. The biggest story today was injuries. They wasn't crazy injuries, I don't think. We don't have a lot of news on them right now, as in the extent of the injury. But you seen Drew Tranquil walks off the field with trainers without his helmet. Come to find out, it looks like that was a neck injury. They said he was actually taken up the hill in a cart. We all know if you're in the front of the cart, that's better than being in the back of the cart. So all the savvy riders come on here and they tell us they're in the front or the back. It's hilarious. We also seen Jody Fortson said he's down and in serious pain. Looks like a right arm issue. They thought it was a wrist forearm. Come to find out, they think it's a shoulder. Cole Christensen rolled on top of him during a play in 11-on-11. He did jog off, grasping his right arm. PJ Green reports that he went down after trying to catch a slot fly ball from Blaine Gabbert, holding his right wrist forearm area. So, yeah. And then we also, it wasn't made known at the time, but we did learn Teicher tweeted after practice and said at the very bottom, Mike Dana left practice early with an injury. That wasn't reported when it happened, so I don't know if anybody actually seen what happened. Come to find out, I think that was just a calf sprain. Yeah, here it is. Pete Sweeney reports Chiefs
he pulled
confirmed.
a Joe Burrow.
Right. He reports Moore out with the knee, Tony out with the knee, Turk out, whatever. Andy Reid said Drew Tranquil strained his neck, Jody Fortson hurt his shoulder, and Mike Dana strained his calf. So a lot of calf issues. I'm guessing that's just trying to get back in the mix of things, right? Getting out there, the heat, working hard. I mean, that's just going to happen.
Injuries are going to happen. The only reason why it's even slightly concerning is Drew Tranquil's is a neck. Neck injuries, those are a little sketchy, so you never really know. We'll see what the
Let's hope that's just like
is.
a muscle tweak or something.
Right, that's what I'm hoping too.
Maybe it's those bad camp pillows.
It could be. And then Jody Fortson, anytime he has an injury, it's concerning because the guy's he's Kadarius Toney of tight ends, right? Like he's always hurt.
Right.
And normally when he gets hurt pretty bad, like Jody Fortson. So we'll have to see. But man, if it's something that keeps him out for a little while, as far as Fortson goes, that opens up the doors for Bushman. Everybody keeps talking about him. And that'll give him an opportunity to get out there and really get a spot. And Fortson, this is a year where he has to perform. Like whether it's his fault or not, if he can't be on the field, it just sucks for him because this is a year he has to get it done. If not, he's probably on the outs. But yeah, Drew Tranquil, neck, that one concerns me a little, but we'll wait and see what it is.
Yeah. Tranquil has a tiny bit of an injury history. I know I tweeted, like, let's keep an eye on it. He's got some injury history. It's not crazy. He missed a lot of games in one season with something. I don't remember what it was. Knee, leg, I don't know, something.
Well, on that note, Matt Bushman, wasn't he hurt last year?
Yeah. If
I'm not mistaken. I think that he was a big name in camp last year, and he got hurt and ended up being out.
Right. And then Fortson's the one that kind of is concerning because Fortson, it's got to be his year to shine. They're talking him up, and then he just seems like he's always injured. Let's hope that shoulder's nothing more than maybe a contusion, maybe a slight dislocation. They'll pop it in. He'll miss a day or two. He'll be right back.
No big deal. Just pop it in.
Let's hope. Just pop that bad boy back in, put some dirt on it, Fortson, and let's go. Mike Dana, the calf strain, I would say that's basically cramps and low grade. He might be out for 3 days tops.
It's hot. It's super hot outside.
It really is. Well, we had mentioned a little bit about, Nick Jones, Najee not getting to play with the first team, but they did come back on for 11-11s later on, and then Nick Jones, Josh Williams, and Najee actually got to play with the first team at corners. Najee actually got a pass breakup covering Justin Ross. So Ross, big name in camp. Everybody's looking at Justin Ross. Najee out here making plays, but not to be outdone. Ross did have a pretty nice catch. He beats Nick Jones on a nice comeback route. A lot of explosiveness, I'll get that right in a second, in his route running after working to beat a physical press. We also seen him beat your boy, Khalif Hallisey, on a route, but he dropped the wide open pass. We're seeing a few drops from the receivers, mainly Justin Ross. He has had a few Rosses. He's had a few.
Is that what you're calling it now?
Few days.
Is it getting that bad that we're just calling drops Rosses?
We're not going to call them Rosses, but he's missing them. He's dropping on air too a lot.
Right. Well, this is something that he can't afford, right? Like he's trying to make this squad. He's trying to live up to some of the hype that's going on. He's got to do the little things correct first, Like before you go out there and you set the world on fire, you got to get the little things right, and that's just catching the ball. That's the most basic of basic you can get as a wide receiver. You catch the ball when it's thrown to you, hit you in the hands. So he's got to get over those yips, and I'm not worried about it. It's early. I mean, it happens. I mean, you've seen Fortson dropping balls, Kelsey dropping balls. Everybody's dropping balls right now, but just don't make it a habit, Justin Ross, because you can't afford it, buddy.
Right. A lot of people were interested about the O-line. I thought the O-line, once the pads come on, you got the offense, defensive lines, they shine. I want to see what the offensive line look like. Nick Jacobs reports Trey Smith and Jawan Taylor just opened up a Grand Canyon-sized hole with their flatbacks. And we also heard from Andy Reid today. He said that the line looked a little better than he thought they were going to. So that's a positive sign. The offensive line did look good. Second-team offensive line was dominated today. Let's just put it that way. Charles Omenihu walks Niang back into Gabbert's lap.
Imagine that.
Dude, Lucas Niang is not it. We got to get over the Lucas Niang experiment. But yeah, Charles Omenihu had himself a day, by the way. He's gotten consistent pressure all day from inside and out. He rotated in with the ones and twos. Look at this. Joshua Kando had some good reps.
No.
Steve, we have a Joshua Kando
That's a
side.
lie.
You put the pads on, and here comes Joshua Kando. Is this his breakout year? Is he going to have 15, 16 sacks in the preseason?
What if he did? After all the crap we gave him, he just went off.
That might be what it takes for him to make the team. Let's be honest.
But Charles Omenihu, man, if you have him on Twitter, he's a talker. He's a little bit of a honey badger, but he's motivated. He's ready to come out and have a big year. I think he feels a little bit slighted, a little bit disrespected. He's got like a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and he's coming off his best year. So let's see what he does, man. I'm excited to see if he can get out there and translate it to the field and have a big year.
Right. Well, the defense is all talking today. I want to say Willie Gay took the mic today. Andy Reid, we heard from him. We heard from Trey Smith. A lot of questions about Chris Jones and different things. And they all basically put it in the mindset like, we wish he was here, but we are trucking along, and we're still dominating. And to be honest, the defense give the offense all it could handle today. We actually got – this is the defensive end, the lost and found section. We actually got this one. Malik Herring has been noted by Steve Spagnuolo as one of the defensive linemen they expect to step up today, or expect to step up, and today he has done fairly well. He looks solid in team and has a couple of nice speed rush wins one-on-one. Steve, people are kind of forgetting about Malik Herring. He did make the team last year, and we said it would be, tough for him to make it this year. But, dude, Spags is expecting it from him.
Have we been looking at it backwards, man? Because we've been looking at it from the perspective as they were going to add another, experienced veteran edge rusher to this roster like they have been with Dunlap and the other guys that they've had. I can't remember their names. But Terrell Suggs, they did that a year, and then Melvin Ingram.
Yeah.
So we've been looking at it backwards. Are they not doing that? Are they going the other way around? Like, are they expecting Joshua Kando and Malik Herring to actually make the squad and put in meaningful snaps this year? Like, so maybe we've just been looking at it backwards because we're thinking of Joshua Kando's got a foot and a half out the door, but maybe they're expecting him to actually make the squad this year. Like, I don't know.
It's Herring. I think it's Herring though.
I do too. I would lean more towards Herring because he made the roster last year. But that's the thing, though. I mean, none of us have seen anything big out of either of those two guys. So, of course, we don't have high expectations, and of course, we forget about them because, I mean,
outside of them,
right now, as they are, they're forgettable, right?
Right.
End of
story.
Outside
of them, who do you really have? You have Truman Jones coming in, fighting for a spot. You have George Karlaftis just now getting in the second year. You got Felix, B.J. Thompson, both rookies.
Yeah.
What can you really expect out of them? B.J. Thompson, slightly undersized, doesn't really set the edge like Spags likes. Malik Herring can kind of do that. I think it's Malik Herring. He has a chance to get on the roster. I really do think Kando's going to have to do something super special. Like, he's going to have to flash. And by flash, he's going to have to go Superman. Like, he might have to go crazy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be hard pressed to say that you're going to hear a lot out of either of them.
Right.
But I mean, they might be relying on them to do a little bit. That's what I'm saying, instead of going the other way around like we've thought by getting another veteran DE. But I mean, when you've been that quiet for years now and like just kind of non-existent, I doubt you're just gonna pop out the woodwork and be a world beater, man.
For sure, because Kando, okay, look, first season injuries. Last year, he was a healthy scratch the entire season. Like, we all thought he was injured. He wasn't even injured, at least is what they were telling us. So, I don't know. But speaking of getting back in the pads today, man, it was hot out there. It was humid. It was starting to get chippy. Kelsey and Boodle got into it, man. A bit of a skirmish. Kelsey and Boodle. Boodle kept going after the play, and Kelsey didn't take too kindly to that. Steve, you dislike DiCaprio Boodle with passion.
Kelsey's on our team, bro.
Kelsey is on the anti-Boodle team. Hey, I actually got a little bit of footage of that. I will roll this. It's pretty funny. Here we go. You're going to see, okay, so Kelsey takes it. He turns it up the field. Look, after you see, they're all trying to rip the ball, and Boodle just will not. And Kelsey throws punches, dude.
I don't blame him. That's just ridiculous. I mean, come on.
Look, he even threw a punch on Cook. Dude, they were getting chippy out there. Look, Brian Cook, Travis Kelsey like this. And he's going to take a jab at him, too. Kelsey was angry today. He was playing angry, Steve.
No, that's just annoying. It's hot. It's hot. It's super hot. You're out there working. That play was over 10 minutes ago. Quit punching at the ball. Like,
yeah, that's what I think,
ignorant.
too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they're all kind of doing it. Look, 48's doing it.
Okay, yeah, but that was
ripping.
it. That was it. It's done. It's done.
It's
Why
done.
And then, Boodle?
Yeah, I know. The fact that he just goes at Brian Cook, too, right here, too. Look, he's like, get off me. Like, it's hilarious. The coaches are coming in. They're getting a little irritated. They asked Andy about that.
Kelsey's a little hungover, not happy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he was feeling it. We do got some of the Andy. We got about 2 minutes of the Andy presser if you guys didn't get to see any of that. He covers a lot of stuff. We will roll that in just a minute, just in case you didn't get to see it. But we got a few more things to talk about before we get to the pressers. It looks like Mahomes actually got into a jawing match, too, with Lamar Jackson. Both Nebraska DBs out here causing some stir up. Mahomes had a little talking with Lamar Jackson, full pads, but you want guys to stay up and just form-fit tackles. Jackson came in on the end of a Kakoa Crawford rep and hit him a little harder than expected. It caused Mahomes to get after him. I don't think anybody got footage of that one. If they did, we didn't get to find it.
So, do you remember the last guy that
it's
Mahomes got into it with at camp? The last
It was
cornerback?
Fenton, wasn't it?
Yeah, what happened to Fenton?
Fenton got traded. Lamar Jackson sucks, and he will not get traded. Lamar Jackson's probably not on this roster. Then again, watch, he'll be that DiCaprio Boodle that they'll just keep sticking around. But to be honest,
randomly hear his name all the time. We're like, why?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where it's like it's just hot. It's hot, and they're tired, and this is the first day, and Andy Reid runs a rough one, dude. And so first day they were just at it. Yeah, the offense struggled today. Check it out. Long drive period ends with Mahomes throwing an incompletion. I don't think the Chiefs' offense has enjoyed their performance on the first day of pads very much. And like I said, the defense pretty much dominated. They dominated without Chris Jones. I know that's going to make the anti-trade Chris Jones crowd happy. Like, look, we can still dominate. And it's like, yeah, well, our offense isn't like a well-oiled machine just yet after one practice.
Hey,
so.
let's go back. Let's go back to that tweet from Nick Jacobs, I think it was, that said that Trey Smith and Juwan Taylor opened up a hole the size of the Grand Canyon. Let's go back to that one.
Right.
Okay. So now for you people that are wondering, that we don't need Chris Jones.
Yeah, that's probably a thing. But yeah, man, it wasn't a good day for the offense. Like I said, that one play to MVS was probably the highlight. He then underthrows Sky Moore, gets picked. They're throwing incompletions. The defense was in their heads today. You seen them fighting a lot after the play. The defense is scrappy. And look, this is the thing. Like, we're an offensive team. Like, we all love to see them put up 30 and 40 points. But we also want to see this defense start getting an attitude, play with a chip on their shoulder, and go out and hold teams to under. I'd love to see them hold teams under 21. If they was to do that, the Chiefs should win every single game we play, because good luck keeping our offense under 21. I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it'll take the offense maybe a little bit to get clicking, just because there's a lot of new faces on the in the receiver room. But I mean, that's where they need to get this stuff lined out now. So I'm not worried about them. I mean, it's practice. Like
right.
I see Richie in the comments pulling an Allen Iverson. It's practice. We're talking about practice, man. That's what it is. That's why they're here. It's the first day with pads. There's nothing to be concerned about. The only thing I'm even slightly concerned about is maybe some injury concerns. And really, Jody Fortson's not surprising. So the only one that really concerns probably is Jody Fortson, just because, I mean, he's got to stay on the field. The Drew Tranquil neck thing, we'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep an eye on that one.
You guys, and it's just practice, but you got, 91 players out there, and to 40 of them, it's not just practice. This is going to be, did they make the team? This is life and death every day for some of these guys. Your Lamar Jacksons and play, like, they've got to come out and, I mean, I know Kelsey's on the roster, but Lamar Jackson's probably not. So he's going to go out and fight, and they're going to get chippy. Can you read too much into things? I guess so, but at the same time, isn't that all of our jobs? That's why we're watching training camp. We could just all turn the TVs off for about 3 weeks and just turn it on when the season comes on, I guess.
Right. I see some people asking about Felix in the chat, man. Felix has been pretty quiet.
Quiet today. Non-existent. I don't think much happened with him.
He's been pretty quiet, but, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
No. We all thought Rashee Rice was going to look good with the pads on, too. He took a big step back today. Rashee Rice didn't hardly do anything. He caught a ball here and there, but he didn't do no highlight plays. He didn't do this or that. Like I said, the offense struggled. They really struggled. So everybody that was like, hey, man, the offense is looking good. Wide receiver, we're going to be fine. You guys forgot we were running with no pads on. We were running against air half the time. Once you put a defense on the field, and we got a good physical defensive back room. Probably they're going to play harder defensive backs in practice than they're going to get most weeks. So
it's a possibility, and it's crazy because they're so young.
But like I say, they help each other out. They sharpen each other. I'm not going to use the quote of the week. I keep saying that everywhere. But we're not going to say that. But, yeah, it's just one of those things, man. After practice, actually before we get to after practice, I want to throw this out here really quick. We had Tommy Rezich come on our show the other day. He said Chiefs 11-on-11 going through a hurry-up drive, Nick Jones, Josh Williams, Najee Johnson with the first team. We put that out. Ron Kopp Jr., Where's Ron Kropp Jr.? What's he doing?
Arrowhead Pride.
It's Arrowhead Pride. Okay, I always want to say Addict, but it's Arrowhead Pride. Ron Kropp Jr., he knows what he's talking about, man. He's been around a while. He said it has become obvious why we didn't hear a peep about an extension for L'Jarius Sneed this offseason. This team really believes in that corner group they've drafted the last 2 years and their ability to develop the position. I actually wrote to Ron Kopp and I said, been saying this all offseason to the chagrin of the kingdom, but the Chiefs rarely pay DBs, and we've drafted well there. Could be a Fenton situation coming, or at best a season then he walks to get his big payday. It's not a knock on Sneed, just an unbiased look at how the Chiefs operate. I was expecting Ron Kopp to either ignore that or disagree with me, because that's what everybody does. They don't want to say anything negative about Sneed. Me and Steve's one of the only two that's been out here saying, Sneed, prepare yourselves. It's not that we don't like him, but prepare yourselves. Ron Kopp, Steve, Sneed's just a fun player. The fan of me wants him in KC, but you're right. This is just what they do at corner. Their strategy's been proven right over and over, and that includes drafting Sneed. He was a 4th-round pick. Ron Kopp actually validates a little bit. Like, so he's starting to get out of the echo chamber. People are starting to come around to the ideas that we have laid out.
Well, I mean, it's
nothing
just
against
obvious,
Sneed.
right? You think it was because we talked about it way too early. Like, that's the thing. Like,
Maybe.
people weren't ready yet. They weren't emotionally ready.
People wasn't emotionally there to talk about Sneed yet.
Right.
In,
Maybe we were just too soon. No, but no, it's just the writing's on the wall, man. I mean, you can't ignore it. You can't ignore the fact that we've been drafting awesome at DB. You can't ignore the fact that even Sneed himself was a 4th-round draft pick that came in and played well above his, pay grade, his draft pick, all that good stuff. This is what Brett Veach does, and they never pay these guys. So you have to look at these things.
And the fact that they're already preparing, running Nick Jones with the first team. That is another 7th-round pick that we thought was right on the roster bubble, and he's running with the first team in the first
There's just
day.
so many guys, man. Because if you look at Nick Jones and even Chamari Connor, and then like the Khalif Hallisey, he plays a lot like Sneed as well. You have a lot of guys that have that kind of profile,
right?
That can play that type of game. So they might not be Sneed yet. They might end up being better than Sneed. We have no idea.
Khalif was on the field. He got beat by Justin Ross, but Ross did not make a reception, and that's a win for Sneed. Or that's a win for Khalif Hallisey, by the way. I'll say this, though. Lots of good young talent. And not saying Sneed couldn't come back, but it's on Sneed. If he wants the payday, and rightfully so, this is his first payday, he's going to get it. It just might not be with the Chiefs.
He's got to take it.
But, yeah, so we'll get on to the pressers. I won't start with Andy. We'll leave Andy for last. Willie Gay took the mic today. Here he is. Now, if you notice, the wiener mic has kind of shifted, but it is perfectly in position. Now it just looks like the gavel. He looks like the hammer that like a judge would use. Oh, gavel dong. That's what they've done to him.
I have nothing.
I'm not
even going to say it.
Why don't they just take that off the mic?
I don't know. They need to do something.
Come on, baby. Willie Gay on Nick Bolton. It's like I'm witnessing greatness right beside me, and he is. Nick Bolton is great. They asked him about Deneric Prince. He said he's going to be good, and I'm going to stick to that one. So this guy throwing out compliments all around.
Sentiment, right? Everybody thinks Deneric Prince is going to be good. That's what everyone thinks.
Yeah, everybody's on the Prince bandwagon. Everybody's on Nick Bolton's going to have a breakout season. I think that's going to be the way it is. Trey Smith was up today. He only had one memorable kind of quote. It was kind of funny. They asked him about the team staying hungry after the Super Bowl, and he said, "We're always hungry. I'm hungry right now. I could go for a corn dog." So,
hey, I don't think he was talking figuratively there. I think he really wanted a corn dog.
That's my point. Yeah, I don't think he was talking about the play. I think he just really wanted a corn dog. Boy was hungry. He's been out there practicing.
With a little bit of ketchup and a little bit of mustard and mixed it together.
Yeah, our boy's been out there since 9 a.m. He's ready for a corn dog. Get the man a corn dog. He opened up giant gaping holes out there. Get him a corn dog. We also had Brian Cook on the mic today, and he says everything's slowed down for him a little bit as a starter. With me having a bigger role, I'm just focused on learning as much as I can about the responsibilities of the guy around me. So that was all who talked. We've got a little bit of Andy Reid presser. I mentioned that. I'll hit some highlights really quick, and then we'll roll the footage for you. They asked him about John Ross retiring. He says he didn't say much. He was just tired of it. I'm sure there was some frustration. He's a smart kid. He'll make it somewhere. Steve, John Ross was just tired of it, dude. He ain't playing football anymore. He's tired of it. Yeah. Were we right? Did Andy Reid's camp run him off?
Possibly. I still think there could be some injury concern.
I
think that's probably what he's tired of and frustrated with is that right there, man. Because like we talked about before, this guy was good in Washington in college, super fast. I think people put too many expectations on him. Like just because he had a fast 40 time, of course, everyone expected him to be Tyreek Hill when he came into the league. And John Ross was not that type of guy. And yeah, man, it sucks to see. It does.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. It's like I don't know why people thought he really had a legit chance to make this team. The writing was on the wall. It's hard, man. People just always want to see the best in people, and sometimes when you just try to talk just logically.
Yeah, throw a little truth bomb out there.
Yeah,
you might
sometimes.
Not, they might not accept it at the time, but it'll come around.
Yeah, they asked Andy Reid about Chris Jones. He said he's not heard from Chris Jones the last few days and doesn't have a timeline as to when he might report. We're just going full speed even without him here. It's kind of sucky that Chris Jones is saying he's tweeting up, man, I'm still working. He's posting workout videos. But we are just getting absolutely zippity nada from both sides on this. Chiefs Kingdom starting to get a little worried about it.
We still haven't seen Brett Veach even talk yet.
Brett Veach's still on vacation somewhere. We don't even know where this guy's at. Everybody's at camp. Brett Veach he's at the beach or something.
Oh, I mean, here's where my head's at, Mike, and y'all can choose to be with me or not. But I still think that a deal is going to get done. I think they're both confident in that. And it's good that Chris Jones is actually getting work in on his own, because obviously he can't go to camp right now in the middle of the contract talks. I guess he could, but that's a sign of weakness. He could also get hurt, and then that's going to screw him. But it's good to see that he's working out on his own and not just sitting on the couch playing PlayStation or something like that. So, yeah, no news on the Chris Jones situation, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Yeah. I mean, we'll wait and see.
Sometimes no news is good news, I guess. I'd rather see that than it pop across the ESPN ticker that he's been traded, like I found out with Tyreek Hill a long time ago. But totally different situation there. They asked Andy about Rashee Rice. He said he's a sharp kid, tremendous talent. This is all new to him. He adds he's still learning the pace of how to do things. Mentions that the quarterbacks like him a lot. So we know that Patrick Mahomes was on Rashee Rice. He had him down in Texas working. Big reason they drafted him. Like we said, Rashee Rice had a little more quiet day today, but first time getting pads on, getting acclimated, hitting some bumps. This is the first time he's went against a professional corner with the pads on. So in a few days, he's going to figure it out, and you're going to see Rice flashing again.
Right. So there's 145 people here. Make sure to hit that like button for us. Get this out to more people. Also, if you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. Welcome. Don't be afraid to get in the chat. We got an awesome group of people in our chat. ACU crew is amazing. So hit that sub button. Hang out with us more often, and we appreciate you guys. We kind of just went through everything that happened at camp today. First day with the pads on. We're going to take some questions in the chat and chop it up with you guys for a little bit, and then we will recap. So if you guys are new you just came in and you missed some of it, hang around. We'll recap everything that we've gone over so far that happened in camp today. And So with that being said, Mike, I'll let you do the chat. You can go through there and do your thing. Okay.
But before I get to the chat, I want to play the Andy Reid presser, a little bit of it. I got about 2 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Andy Reid presser. We'll play that. We'll talk over it if we hear anything normal, like anything we want to talk about. But I'll let you guys hear that if you haven't heard it yet. So it's about 2 minutes. So if you haven't seen it, here we go.
Today, guys challenged themselves. A little shorter practice, hour and 40-minute practice, and the guys worked. It was good to get them back in pads and working to challenge each other. So for that, time's yours.
Andy, first day of pads, can you feel that energy go up?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, naturally it does that. So, but I like the way they did it, how they got after each other, yeah.
You like it when you got to ramp it up. It's a physical game, but saw a couple of the, after the play, little conversations. Travis was involved in one. How do you manage being amped up but not going?
Yeah, fighting is a waste of time. You get thrown out of games doing it, get hurt out here doing it. So, but they're going to adjust.
Andy's like your friend, or you're getting too drunk at the bar. He's like, "Come on, guys,
no punches thrown. We're all right." They're going to talk a little bit, but that happens.
Thoughts on your two new tackles? How they looked at pass?
Yeah, they did pretty good. It's a challenge mentally and physically for them, being new and then going through the practice like this. So not always used to that, but I thought they hung in there pretty good. Yeah.
Justin Ross, how have you seen him adjust to this camp? Now is he actually able to get some practice?
Yeah, no, he's getting better every day. I mean, this will be good for him with the pads on, and he's such a big kid, tall kid. Ability to go up and get the ball, that type of stuff will benefit him.
Any early impressions on Matt Bushman and Derek Prince too?
Yeah, both doing good. Bush is playing tight end and working hard. He's competing. Good route runner, real good route runner. Knows what he's doing there. He's going to continue to work on the run game part of it, but that's what he's doing. So, and then Prince, it's just a matter of staying on top of everything. So it's new to him. Protections are always for the rookie running backs is a thing you have to learn. So, but he's such a hard worker. Great hands. Looked like he had good vision in the 9-on-7 in the run game. Yeah.
John Ross tell you before you left?
Yeah, he didn't say much. He just was tired of it, and I'm sure there was some frustration there, but he'll be fine. He's a sharp kid. He's one of the guys. He'll make it somewhere.
Steve, he touched on a lot of stuff there, man. He said he didn't like the fighting, but he said that's the way it's going to happen because it's chippy. The biggest one I heard was he likes Deneric Prince. He likes Matt Bushman. He said Matt Bushman's got to get better in the run game. Deneric Prince got to pick up some pass protection, which that's always the toughest part.
Yeah.
I mean, Pacheco struggled with that a little bit last year. But I like what he says, man. It sounds like to me he thinks that the offensive line is meshing pretty well early. We're getting big things out of Justin Ross, Rashee Rice, and people are stepping up, man. This is going to be a good competitive camp. It's going to be crazy. I think, honestly, when this 53-man comes around, there may be one or two surprises on this roster that just come out of left field, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just want to touch on Andy Reid for a second. What about this guy? 65 years old, out there in this heat, all that energy, the mental capacity to just be as sharp as he is. That's crazy. That makes me feel bad as a 38-year-old man that can't get myself together sometimes.
Steve, you'd have passed out there.
Andy's a beast, bro. But shout out to Andy. But no, man, I like what he had to say about the tackles looking good. I think that's been something. I don't think people are so much worried about Jawan Taylor as they are Donovan Smith. But anytime he has good words for the tackles, then, I mean, you got to be happy with that. But, I mean, yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. I thought the fighting bit was funny.
Yep. Okay, well, before I get to the chat, before I get to recapping again what happened today, I got a few more clips I want to show for you guys. We got a Cornell Powell sighting today. Steve, Cornell Powell. Nobody's even talked about this guy since he was drafted, I don't think.
I didn't know he was still there. I didn't know he's still around.
Hey, man,
no,
Blaine Gabbert found him. Blaine Gabbert knows where he's at. Here we go. Actually, a nice little throw and catch right there. Not too bad. Hey, you got to show Cornell Powell some love when he finally does something. I mean, come on.
Right.
You just
it's not too often you get to be like, hey, check out this clip of Cornell Powell.
Right. So you have to. We also had Richie James returning some punts out there. I'll roll that clip. It's about 20 seconds long. Here you go.
Get used to it. That's all I got to say.
Get used to what?
I have Richie James returning punts. I'm pretty sure that's how this is going to play out this year.
For sure. He's back there. Look, they're just watching, man. He's smooth with it, too. You see how he does that?
That's a kickoff. That was not a punt.
It's supposed to be a punt.
It looked like a kickoff.
I don't know.
Why was he deep in the end zone?
I didn't pay attention, but they said it was a punt. I don't know. They're just practicing.
I think I don't know. If I had to guess, I'm thinking Richie James will be your punt returner more than likely. I think Deneric Prince is going to be your kick returner. That'd be my guess. I mean, pretty positive that's where it's going to end up, but we'll see.
Right. We got a little bit of Noah Gray working after. So everybody else went in the heat. Noah Gray stays after to work on these hands. Noah Gray is fighting, man. He's feeling the heat from Bushman. He's feeling the heat. He's fighting. Here we go. That crowd out there today. They predicted 8,000 people. I don't know if it actually got to that, but
so this was after practice.
That's what they said. That's what KC Sports Network said. Shout out KC Sports Network for the clips, by the way. They're one of the only camera crews out there, so
they're killing
everybody's
it. Yeah.
taking those clips, and that's the way to get your name out, I guess. Just get a monopoly on the film. But yeah, follow them, man. They're really good. We got Matt Lane over there. Matt Lane's been on the show before. Got a lot of good guys at KC Sports Network. So give them a follow if you haven't. We appreciate them letting us use these clips and bringing them to the people. The last thing we got was Mahomes screwing around after the practice, and he throws behind the back about 40 yards and almost makes it in the trash can. You got to watch this one. Almost with the back end zone fade. Huh?
Who was that?
That was Mahomes.
Oh, Mahomes.
Who else is throwing behind the back passes out here?
I don't know. That's what I was wondering.
Hey, if that was Blaine Gabbert, would we have cared? No.
Hey, if Blaine Gabbert drained it, we would have. We'd have been talking about it.
That's true. So you're gonna pull that
what
out.
If that happened? What if Mahomes missed and then Blaine Gabbert's like, "Give me the ball."
Right.
Let me show you how this is done.
Is Mahomes gonna pull that out in a game this year? Like that's not just a behind the back. He's like throwing bombs behind the back now. Like that's pretty. Impressive.
You won't see nothing like that. I think if you ever see a behind the back pass from Mahomes in a game, it's going to be like a quick little.
Hey, I tell you though, what if you lined it all up
back or something?
As if you're just going to hand it off on a 4th and an inch, and you got everybody on the line, and Mahomes just play action passes, and instead of pulling it back in, he just goes behind the back, launches it up. And if Justin Ross was to catch that for his first NFL touchdown, collectively, Kansas City would explode. It'd be insane.
Football's over at that point.
Hey, I said you'd have to, if he ever completed that in a game, the Pro Football Hall of Fame would have to be known as the Patrick Mahomes Pro Football Hall of Fame. I think that's how it works. But, yeah, man. So to recap today, offense struggled a little bit. John Ross wasn't there. Ty Scott come in. Mahomes hits MVS on a deep pass. That was play of the day. Justin Watson got a lot of first-team reps. He looked pretty good, actually. Drew Tranquil was injured, neck injury. We don't know the extent of it. Jody Fortson, a little shoulder injury. We don't know the extent of that one either. We're not going to know any of these things until they come out and they get their MRIs and stuff. Mike Dana had a calf strain. Justin Ross made a few decent plays today. Malik Herring, Charles Omenihu looked pretty good. Josh Kando. There was a sighting. There was a Kando sighting out there, man. You had Mahomes fighting with Lamar Jackson.
Real quick, I don't mean to interrupt, but in one day, you got a Joshua Kando sighting and a Cornell Powell sighting. Like, it's like seeing Bigfoot twice in one day.
Pads come on. Crazy stuff happens, man. We had Kelsey fighting Boodle. We had the offense struggling. Andy talking about no Chris Jones sighting. Andy talking about John Ross. Andy talking about Justin Ross and Rashee Rice. And it was just a wild day, man. It was good to see the pads coming back on. And with that, let's get to the chat. Let's answer a few questions. Actually, let's say hi to a few people. We got Brian Parrott in the chat. We got Chad. We got Jan Fry Gable. We got Stephen James. Ray. We have Iron Price. What's up, man? We have Doug. What is going on, Doug? Tommy Smith. Let's answer Tommy. He said, did y'all see the tweet Chris Jones liked earlier today? What are your thoughts? I did not see a tweet that Chris Jones liked earlier today. What was it? You have to let us know what the tweet was, or I guess I could just go to Twitter, but I don't know how you look for somebody that likes things. So you'll have to let me know.
Next too old to know how to do this.
Do you want to throw up the poll results and see what we got?
Yeah, let's do it. I'll go ahead and end that poll. Looks like 53% of the people that voted on the poll are concerned about Drew Tranquil. And then 21% aren't concerned about any injuries. It's just camp, no big deal. Fortson, 20%, Dana, 5%.
I agree. I will say, to me, the most troubling was probably Fortson. Just because Fortson's got to get it together this year, and we know how he can take a small injury and make it a big injury. So I would be more concerned with Fortson, but at the same time, it's probably just, it's the camp bumps and bruises.
Well, Drew Tranquil, that's the thing about it. Everybody's excited about him, man. He's like the acquisition that everybody's pumped about in this offseason. And they're excited to see him. So I think that plays a factor into it. And then also when you're talking about neck injuries, that's always concerning. So, I could see why he's the top voted one for sure.
Right. James Duncan. What's up, James? He says, are we still happy with the wide receiver group? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. It's we know what we got. We don't have that number one. We don't have a proven whatever, but we got a lot of young talent, and let's hope that Andy and Patrick can keep them in line and keep them growing. I think that's just the only thing we got.
I like what I saw on the first day of pads, and that was a deep ball to MVS, perfectly in stride, would have been a touchdown. That's what I'm looking forward to the most this year. I want to see MVS and Patrick Mahomes finally on the same page, because I think that stretches the field more, brings back more of that Patrick Mahomes from a few years ago type vibe. Because we all saw Patrick Mahomes last year. He had to get into that role of just, taking what the defense gave him, playing underneath the defense and stuff like that, which was awesome. He did it obviously great, had an amazing year, and it was nice to see him have that restraint and mature like that. But now you can use every facet of your game. Like, you can have that mindset, but we can still have that. We can still have that guy that can blow the top off the defense. I mean, that's what MVS was always known for.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yep. Terrence, what's up, Terrence? He says, WTF is going on with all these injuries on the first day of pads? Everybody's hurt. Yeah, it's just one of those things.
First day.
Where
I think you haven't been in the pads, you haven't been hitting. It's been a long off season, right? So
it is. They'll get the bumps.
I wouldn't worry
and the
too much.
bruises. Like I said, I feel like Tranquil could have been he slept on the pillow wrong. Those are some bad beds, man. When you go to camp, you get bad pillows, bad beds, bad mattresses. It sucks. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. They got to fight.
You really think that? You really think that these guys are sleeping on
yeah.
bad pillows and mattresses? I don't.
Unless they brought their own, they are.
These guys have more money than you could ever imagine. They're probably all sleeping on Tempur-Pedics that they're going to throw away at the end of the camp or something.
Whatever. We got Almani in here. What's up, Almani? We got KL368, my bad. I got a little crazy there. Boats and Hose. Still love that name, Boats and Hose. We got Chad in here. Rick Western. What's up, Rick? Man, so many of the usual. Chief Kelsey's in the house. What's up? Chiefs Lives in the house. What's up? Ray, Nick. Let me see this. Nick says, what's up with the players not playing the last year of contracts? Like, the last year is the sit-out year to get your next contract. I hate that.
Yeah,
kind of. It really is. I don't know what the deal is with it. I think it's just because you have a little bit of leverage. And if you're good enough to continue going, I think you just don't want to get injured that year. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. So, basically, if you signs you for a 3-year deal, after 2 years they're going to be complaining. And if it's a 5-year, after 4, they're going to complain.
Well, it's usually just a person that is expecting some type of extension. Like, if it's a person that, I don't know. Like, if there's no big-time future for them, you normally see them play out the last year of their contract, and then do they work something out after. But when it's somebody like Chris Jones, when there's some kind of big extension looming, that's just how it is.
Yeah, for sure. T-Bone, what's up? He said, what's up, fellas and ladies? Just popped in to smash the like button and listen while I'm at work. Appreciate you, T-Bone. If you're listening at work, if you're off today, if you're at school, I don't care where you're at. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. We got 178 in here. Throw us a like if you don't care so it gets out to more Chief fans. If you haven't yet, hit that sub button. Hit that little bell notification so you know when we do go live. We're probably going to actually put out a video tonight, too, so you guys will be able to see more in-depth analysis of today and more thoughts. We'll get into it a little bit more on that video, so be on the lookout for that one. Give us a watch, give us a like on that. Help share it with your friends, by the way. We know Chief fans don't travel alone. You guys got friends and family that like the Chiefs. Tell them about All Chiefed Up. Get them on here. Get them to subscribe. We're going to hit that 20K goal, and that's how we're going to do it. Ray says, hey, Mike, where can I get that hat you are rocking? It is a was this the draft hat from a few years ago, Steve? Do you remember? I think it was. Hold on, I'll turn it around for you.
Yeah, draft. That's the draft hat from 2 years ago.
Yeah,
the one that people mostly saw was red, but you got the black version of it. I remember when we went to camp last year, there were at least 3 people that were asking you where you got it.
Yeah, because
it's just one of those hats.
It's kind of odd. I'm not a flat bill guy. I just like to wear my hats backwards. Yeah, I'll keep it on forward. Whatever. Just for a few.
You look fine.
I look like
You're so beautiful with your hat forward.
Hey, you look like an idiot, buddy. Turn your hat around.
I'll offset you. There we go.
We look dumb right now. I'm going to turn it back around. I can't take it.
Anyway.
It feels like home. It feels like home. Yeah, I don't even know what we're talking about. Chad says, Fortson is injury prone as Tony. Seems like it, don't it?
Yeah, Fortson's had a tough go at it, man. I really wish he could get it together and stay out there for a full year. I think Fortson with a full season could probably at I think the floor he could have some highlight plays, right? Like he's going to score some touchdowns, make some crazy catches.
Right. Brian Parrott with his daily affirmation about George Karlaftis being a sexy beast. Brian, I'm starting to worry about you, buddy. No, George.
I'm starting to worry about
really,
George.
Yeah, he didn't do a lot today, but we didn't hear a lot. I mean, still think about it. Pads are on, but they can't hit nobody. Come on, they don't even let them touch Mahomes, so they're not touching nobody. It's just
don't you even look at them wrong.
Yeah, don't you even get in the same 5-yard vicinity, man. We don't want a Burrow thing happening. By the way, I seen where a doctor come out and was talking about the Burrow injury.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about it today. I haven't even looked.
Well, they tweeted
just a calf strain.
Yeah, they think it's a calf strain. They don't really know. I mean, especially when it happened, nobody knew it. But you had these doctors online, and they're looking at video, and they're like, from the looks of it, he did this and this, and he'll be out this long. And I'm like, from the looks of it, you can watch a video and tell me exactly what's wrong with him, but yet we got to go through 75 MRIs. Like, you don't know nothing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, no one has any idea.
Like, you didn't have a clue unless you were there with him. But I'm hoping that it's nothing. I mean, I watched an interview with Joe Burrow the other day, and I was like, sometimes, Joe Burrow's like seems like he's down to earth, and I'm like, I hate on him because it's the Bengals, but I swear 99% of it is just because the fan base is a bunch of.
Isn't that most of the players in the NFL? I mean, they're all just normal people, and they're probably
right. It's the fan base that causes you to like really hate.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it is.
I tweeted and I was like, you know what? Sometimes it's hard to cheer against Joe Burrow because he's talking about just being a normal guy, and then I swear he got the curse of the all chiefed up. Because he got that calf injury, like, seriously, like, right afterwards. But
minutes later.
Yeah, we hope he's going to be fine, man. You don't like to see injuries on anybody. But, yeah, let's get back to the chat a little bit. Justin says he's ready to attend this Chargers game in KC Mo. The Chargers might be the only team, Steve, that we haven't watched them play divisions against. I don't think we've watched a Chargers game live.
Well,
not on TV, of course.
I'm going to be honest. I don't have any interest in it either.
You don't like the Chargers?
If I go to the game, I don't want to have anxiety the whole time, and I feel
That's
like
true.
the Chargers
are always playing is so tough, man.
Like, I don't know if it's just the way they match up with us, but we never play as good as we can play, and they're always playing at the top of their game, and so it's always a close game. And luckily, we've had Kelsey to bail us out over the last year or two. So,
right. Johnson Robinson Jr. says, "Yo yo yo yo." Johnson Robinson Jr. I like that. It's 2 last names. You usually get those 2
You don't
first
hear
names.
that much. You normally get the 2 first name guy.
You usually get like Mike Michelson. No, I don't know. That's not the first. Dan says, hey, guys. What's up, Dan? Heike Mo says, what up? What's up, Heike? Dez says, what do you guys think the holdup is with Chris Jones? I don't know.
I don't think it's of course, years? The obvious is everybody's going to say money, right? But I don't think that's it. I think it's probably a combination of years on the contract, like the length of the contract, and guaranteed money. That'd be my guess.
Okay.
I think they know they have to pay him somewhere between 26 million and 30 million a year. That's where it's going to be at. I mean, a lot of people think that they shouldn't pay more than 25, but I just, with what Quentin Williams signed for, you almost have to. It's just the market. But I think it has more to do with the length of the contract and the guaranteed money. I'd say it's more about the structure of the contract and less about how much money a year. People get caught up in that figure. How much are they paying them a year? And really, I don't think that's the problem. I think it's more of the rest of the contract.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody had asked a question, so I'm trying to find it for you. Yeah, I have to find it in a second. Somebody asked, let me see, let me bring it up. KL368. It would be cool to get a doctor to explain the Justin Ross neck fusion and surgery. I feel like a lot of fans don't understand it. We actually did a short explaining that with a doctor, like Dr. Clips, Dr. Everything. If I can find it really quick, I will post you the link. But yeah, we actually did do a short on that, and I'll bring it up really quick. Steve, I'll let you.
Mike, you're always bringing it up. I feel like Mike just actually is like watching Netflix over on the side most of the live streams. He tells you
I'm
always
actually doing work instead of you just saying.
No, he's not. He's catching up. He's catching up on the latest episode of suits or something. I don't know.
I don't even know what that is, dude.
He's lying to you. Chad says over under on Cornell Powell actually playing a real game this year because of wide receivers getting hurt. I'm going to give it a 0% chance. I don't think we're ever going to see Cornell Powell in a real game. I hope we don't. I feel like not a knock on him, but it would take a lot of injuries to see that happen, and I don't ever want to see that. Brandon, what's up, Brandon? He says, you two think the Jets will be right up there with the Chiefs this season if they get Dalvin Cook as a running back? No, I don't. I think the Jets will be decent. They have too much talent on the team not to be decent, but we'll see how it all comes together. They're in a tough division. So, I mean, they got to deal with Buffalo and Miami. New England sucks, but they got to deal with those two. And I don't know, man. It's different. You know, Rodgers, for the first time in his career, is working with a whole different system and everything. So we'll see how it all works out for them. Not worried about them getting Dalvin Cook, though, because, I mean, honestly, they already have a guy on their team, if he's healthy, that I feel like is just as valuable, and that's Breece Hall. So, I mean, wouldn't you say, Mike? I feel like they've already got a really good running back. So, I mean, adding him's not going to scare me too much. I think the Jets are going to be good, and they could be really good. I don't know yet. But I'm not giving them a bunch of credit like everybody else is before I see the product on the field.
Right. I just threw up the link in the chat. We did a short about the epic rise of the urban legend of Justin Ross. A lot of people hated that short, Steve, by the way. They said we were making fun of Justin Ross. We wasn't making fun of Justin Ross. We were pointing out that this dude had tons of injuries and all the stuff he's overcome in life, and how we should just not put pressure on him, not put all these unwarranted expectations and treat him like Bigfoot or something, like he was some kind of mythical creature, like an urban legend. Right. And people took so much offense. We lost lots of people could not process that in their brains. It's so amazing sometimes how people just hear what they want to hear and see what they want to see. Cracks me up.
Right.
But if you find it in the chat, you can copy and paste that and go watch that short.
Right. Speaking about the AFC East, says, I think Buffalo will take a big step back this year, Chad says. Yeah, I think they could, honestly. I think their chemistry's just been off. I think that's why they kind of weren't as good as they should have been last year. I don't know. We'll see. But, I mean, they are going to have the Jets and the Dolphins to deal with. And I also see your other comment where you said you think the Dolphins would be a good pick to win the division, but you don't believe Tua will play a full season. I don't have any faith in Tua, even if he plays a full season, to do much. I don't think he's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback. Could they win the division? Yeah, but I wouldn't bank too much more than that on there.
Right.
But yeah.
Ray says Clyde or Dalvin Cook. This is going to surprise some people, but I'd rather have Clyde.
Right now, if you had to pick one right now to play this season, just stick with Clyde.
Yeah, I'd take
Clyde. I mean, if money's not involved or anything like that, and it's not if you're just saying which one's a better player, you're going to take Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, for sure.
10 out of 10 times. But
I think Clyde fits what we do here pretty well. And for the price, you can't beat
he knows the offense.
$800K or something, man.
Right. If you factor in the money and the experience and Andy Reid's offense and everything, you'd have to pick Clyde right now.
Did we get an update on Jalen Ramsey? What happened? Do you know?
No, I don't. I know it's not good. I don't know if they ever came out and said what it was, though. I don't keep up with it.
Right. Ray says
it was a knee injury, right? Yesterday.
Yeah. I just didn't hear anything. Fellas, you think Tyreek Hill will get suspended for slapping the old man in the head?
No.
I don't. I think he probably should deserve a game. But I don't think he'll get it.
Did you see the clip?
Yes, I did. I thought you were going to add more to it. But yeah, I seen it. It was kind of hard to see. I couldn't really, did he just walk by him and smack him?
He just kind of ran by and smacked him upside the head pretty much, which was weird. I wonder what was even going on.
By the way.
Yeah, pretty bad. He was acting all tough, everybody hold me back, hey, why are you acting tough to an old man? Let's stop.
The dude was 6.
Not a big deal.
Bro. It is what it is.
Oh, Dad says that they updated Mike Ramsey's out till December.
Oh, full meniscus
tear, KL says. Yeah.
So Tony got lucky then because he had a little meniscus problem, right?
Yeah.
So that means Ramsey will be out when we play him in Germany. I don't know if that really matters or not. it seems like Patrick Mahomes, he's played Jalen Ramsey a few times and eat him alive, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey is an overrated player. Like, he's good, don't get me wrong. But good Lord, people put way too much on him. I mean, and they have what's the other dude's name? Xavier Howard? They have a good cornerback group. So they'll be fine. I don't think it'll be much different.
Yeah. Let's see. Hold up. Steven, he asked, Mike, you said Tyreek settled. How much? It does not say. It just says that Hill, 29, had been accused of slapping a 57-year-old man during an argument. It says the attorneys for both Hill and the alleged victim, an employee of Kelly Fishing Fleet, told ESPN Sunday that the parties to the incident have resolved their differences. And then it just says the resolution comes a month after the alleged victim reportedly intended to take legal action. So it sounds like to me he's going to get away from it. It says Hill could technically still face discipline from the NFL for personal conduct reasons. He probably
I don't think much will happen. Yeah, but we appreciate you guys for being here for the camp update. We are going to do this as much as we can, and we're going to be doing full podcasts as well as usual. We might have one out later tonight, actually, so make sure to catch that. But hit that like button for us, and if you're new to the channel, hit that sub button, hang out with us more often, get your Chiefs updates and everything. We'll give it a few more minutes here. Cole on How About This Chiefs actually getting ready to go live at 3:15. So when we're done here, you guys should just slide on over to his stream, and he'll probably talk more about camp and things like that. And tell him we sent you, and y'all can have some fun with him, man.
Yeah, for sure. Brandon the Ruiner. Still love the name. The name. He says, Jarek McKinnon, do you think he will do better this year? We'll see about the same. I actually think he'll take a step back. And when I say that, I don't think he'll take a step back with his play, but I don't think you're going to see like 6 straight touchdowns in 6 straight weeks or something like that. Or what did he do? It was something like that, right? But
it was something crazy.
I don't know if he'll have that, but
the chances of that happening again.
But he's going to have a solid year. We got Dave McGahee with a 10 bomb.
Dave McGahee, bombs. Baby. I appreciate you, Dave.
Drop a legendary for Dave. He said,
I appreciate some legendaries in that chat. We appreciate you, Dave.
Dave, how's your band going? How's it doing? Dave's in a band, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he said he was in a band. I just want to know how the band's doing, Dave. Yeah, man. Legendaries for KCB said he's cleaning up the tool shed. Is that a
why did my mind go straight to Beavis and Butthead?
That's what I was saying.
Like, was his name like Mr. Anderson or something? I don't know. What was their neighbor's name? It was basically the origins of Hank Hill.
Yeah, he's like, stop
quit
whacking it in the tool shed, Bobby.
In the tool shed.
He said, I caught him whacking off in my tool shed. I tell you, though, are you really cleaning the tool shed, or is that like a slang term for something, Casey? Don't be airing out your personal tool shed stuff on here now. Brian, you're really laying it on thick for Cole. Here, I'm going to put this up for Cole. Cole, the undeniable king of the tube. Let's all worship King Cole. King Cole was a Mario's soul. Hey,
love it.
We asked if he'd let you come back. I don't know. Hey, man, appreciate you guys, though. Richie, Ray, Chief Kelsey, everybody.
Chief Kelsey left to go watch some D-Hop highlights, I believe.
Yeah, I think he DM'd and said he's going to go watch a D-Hop film from last year. Dave says, yeah, we're on hiatus. Vocalist is traveling for his day job, about to go back soon. Don't you just hate day jobs? We're trying to get rid of day jobs so we can be on here with you guys 24/7. We're just going to go live 24/7 as soon as this becomes our job.
This is already a full-time job, so it's like
it's hard to make it even more full-time. I will say this, though. It's fun. It's fun doing it, and we appreciate you guys being here for real. 151. Steve, we actually crossed 200 for the first time ever in the history of All Chiefed Up Lives. We crossed 200 earlier. It went. I seen it flash. It went to 201.
Pretty sure during the draft we were way up there.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. But for camp updates, we haven't hit 200 yet, and that is a good thing. I think people are just trying to get back into football, man. It's slowly but surely coming back. So. People are going to get it.
Chet says, if the Chiefs make a trade during the season, what position are they trading for? That's a good question. Man, I would think it would be, I don't know. It depends on who they get rid of, first of all. If they trade like Snead, then the possibilities are endless because they have a million cornerbacks already. I would think it would be some type of defensive end, maybe a vet defensive end or a vet receiver. Maybe if there's any injuries they need to fill in for, I don't know. But I would think receiver would probably be my go-to. Oh, God. No.
Trade for Diop. Dude, I know that's a joke, Bucks Tech, but that's funny. Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. It depends. Like, if Snead's the trade, do you get anything back? Do you just get picks? If Kadarius Toney can't come back, do you have to go get a receiver if nobody else is really stepping up, or if the rookies it's becoming overwhelming? Do you have to go get somebody to help the defensive line? What if Chris Jones decides he wants to miss 3 weeks of the season? Or I don't think that's a possibility, but you never know. So, yeah, it could go a lot of different ways. I'd say the way it sits, we're weakest at defensive end and we're weakest at wide receiver. It'd probably be one of those two.
That'd be my guess too, man. I don't know if there's many more options there. Tommy has a question as well. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
So if you were to trade Chris Jones, what teams are you calling and what are you offering? Man, I don't even want to think that way. But I did see an interesting one yesterday, which I still instantly, my first gut reaction was no. I just said no, I would not do it. But someone was talking about the Bears being a trade target for Chris Jones because they have good value of draft picks. And they said it'd be a good landing spot for him. And the Chiefs could get, they could get a first and a second, I believe it was, this coming season, and then another first round pick later on. They had a whole scenario brought up. But I've seen something like that, and I'm still just a big no. Like,
so like Chris Jones going to Ryan Poles and the Bears and teaming up with Javon Dexter, who we comped to Chris Jones. Man, I don't know.
I don't know if that's a good spot or not, or like a good trade target. I don't want to think that way, and I see you don't want it to happen either, Tommy. So, not throwing you under the bus, but I just don't. I don't know. It's hard to think that way.
I think if you traded Chris Jones, you don't trade him to an AFC team. I definitely don't do that. I don't want to trade
keep him away.
Because I would say like Jacksonville would be kind of an interesting one, and the reason I say that is because maybe you could snake one of those wide receivers. Maybe you could snake a Calvin Ridley if he has a pretty good season.
Man, that guy.
Like, what if you got like a first-round pick in Calvin Ridley?
I wish we would have gone after Ridley when he was suspended.
Right, like something like that.
When the value was down, yeah.
But you're not going to trade him to the AFC. So if you went NFC, I don't know, man. The Bears maybe, but like I said, I just don't like trading them. And other than that, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't even want to think about it. I don't want to think about it
like that. Stephen James with the 5 bombs. Appreciate you, Steve-O. You're the man.
Steve-O.
Y'all get some legendaries in the chat for Steve-O. He says, great show, crew, ACU. Awesome updates, much appreciated. Yeah, we appreciate you guys watching. Try to keep you updated as much as possible on camp. We just kind of threw this together. And, yeah, that's what we're doing. And we're going to be working on a full podcast that should be out later tonight. So make sure to catch that as well.
Legendary.
Yep. Well, Mike, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. We appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate the donos. Appreciate everything. We'll try to keep you updated as much as possible. Like we were saying, if you're new to the channel and you love the Kansas City Chiefs, hit that sub button and hit the bell. That way we know when we go live. Hang out with us more often. Awesome, man. Awesome day. What do you got left for him, Mike?
Not much, man. Let's hope all these injuries are a big old nothing burger and we move it along. If we release a video, be on the lookout for that tonight too.
Yeah, I imagine the injuries are not a big concern, so we'll wait and see what the word is on that. But like I said, make sure to catch our video later tonight. And right now, slide over to How About Those Chiefs and check out Cole's live stream. He's getting ready to go live at 3:15, so about 5 minutes from now. Let him know we sent you. What you got, Michael?
But first, click that like button on your way over to Cole. We'll see you.
Yeah, click the like button for us and then go to Cole.
Yeah. See you.
There's a thought.
Cause aside from my soul,